We're a happy team at Hawthorn. We're the mighty fighting horse. We love our club and we play to win. Riding the bumps with a grin at Hawthorn. Come what may, you'll find us striving. Teamwork is the thing that talks. One for all and all for once, the way we play at Hawthorn. We are the mighty fighting horse. We're a happy team at Hawthorn. We're the mighty fighting horse. We love our club and we play to win. Riding the bumps with a grin at Hawthorn. Come what may, you'll find us striving. Teamwork is the thing that talks. One for all and all for once, the way we play at Hawthorn. We are the mighty fighting horse.
We have a vehicle with the lights on, DVR 936. Your lights have been left on, DVR 936.
Lights on. Off.
Daniel Bandy coming in to replace Clement. I think interesting because the ball being affected by the breeze will be on the ground a lot, but as Dipper mentioned, they do carry it well, so I think the Hawthorn side have got to counter that. And also a special mention for Jonathan Hay, a new kid for Hawthorn. He's touted as the new Paul Roos.
So the first bounce to start the game. Paul Salmon left his screen, comes in, gets the first tap away to Platten. Very quickly up in the air, doesn't travel the required distance. Hawthorn by a little bit of ground, but Wills sends it back. Platten right in the thick of things. Treleaven, the first effective kick into the forward line for Hawthorn. Crawford held from behind and the free kick's there.
Last week Crawford was playing on the half-back line. And today, as you can see, playing at half-forward. Jade Rawlings is at the full-forward position for Hawthorn. Crummel's down on the forward line, as is Chick.
Shane Crawford didn't play until round 10 this year. A proppy sort of a kick, doesn't even make the distance. Rawlings in front.
Well, I suppose that's the value of playing in front. The wind not a factor here, just a missed kick. And you just never know in this game of football. But let's hope this gives young Jade Rawlings a real confidence boost.
So from right in the 10-metre square, Rawlings puts it through.
Not taking the Hawks long to get the major on the board. Number 20 for Hawthorn, wearing Scotty McGuinness's old number. And Scotty McGuinness is actually the runner at the moment for Hawthorn. I saw him down in the rooms earlier, Terry, and very keen to get back into the club. But an excellent start for the Hawks with as Dipper told us, probably a 4 to 5 goal breeze as we see Crawford's kick. He might have just towed it, Don. What do you think, you kicking with the wind before?
Well, I just it was a missed kick. The breeze wasn't a factor on that occasion there. Maybe he did tow it, but just didn't make the distance.
But as always the case, if you're in front, you always have better than even chance of getting the ball. As Jade Rawlings showed, first goal on the board.
Oh, should have been a free kick against Salmon. It was.
Took
his eyes right off the ball.
To Burton.
Jonathan Robran playing at centre half back, going with Peter Mann.
Burton's kick holds up in the breeze to centre half forward. Good punch from Taylor on Toya. Pritchard in after injury. Kick, it bounces off beautifully. Look, tries to dance around his opponent's number 11 there for Fremantle. Pritchard butters up half back, throws it on the boot. Desperate defence from the Hawks. Now it's Lord. Had an excellent game a couple of weeks ago, but wrapped up by Harding and Scott there with him for Hawthorn. Right half back for the Hawks, number 15.
The Hawthorn player down on the 50-metre square in their back half on the 50-metre semicircle line. There he is.
It's crunched in that pack. I'll keep you up to date on who that is. It's Robran. Round the corner towards centre wing. It's all Fremantle. Burton showing some agility, but some good defensive work from Hawthorn, from Lord, and also Lekis unable to take the ball away. Out of bounds, centre wing. Richard Taylor it was, Scotty, has hit one of the trainers, Johnny Howard, for Hawthorn. Takes him off to get some treatment. Will be replaced by Luke McCabe. Centre wing, Platten taps it forward. Tries to burst through the pack, the veteran of 252 games, Johnny Platten. But another bounce, umpire Sam Cronje, number 37 is Taylor.
Interesting to see Andrew Wills playing half-back for Fremantle. Maybe to try and break the tag because Tony Woods is going with him.
Burton over the top, excellent. Now to Mann, best on ground for the Fremantle Dockers last week. Now it's all Hawthorn. Treleaven inside 50, the high flyers. Rawlings takes one grab. Crawford on the burst through the pack, unable to grab it. Now it's Crawford, needs some help from Chick. On his own, slips over, wrapped up by Chisholm. Now Chick is caught. Great defence from the Dockers. Callahan. Now it's Woods, round the corner, has a ping at the big ones, looks close. Across the face of goal, just one behind. That was Andrew McGovern from Fremantle. I was looking for his name before. 1-1 to the Hawks. Kicking with a strong breeze. Fremantle yet to score.
McGovern doing the kicking in for the Dockers. Goes out wide. Doesn't quite reach Chisholm. He comes back again. Flicks it out the back. Wills from half back. Kicks very, very high. Salmon sitting under it. Takes it under the pressure from Abraham. Yes, he does, says the umpire.
Well done, Paul Salmon. Everybody who's played football's been in that position, and it's a horrible feeling waiting for that ball to drop.
Quickly on into Woods. Further in ball to Kapler, the left footer. Kicks very, very well. Rawlings.
Now Riley slipped on that occasion. Hence Rawlings got away. There's O'Reilly.
Good transference of play, bringing it over to the preferred side to shoot a goal from. Ed Rawlings has played the last 2 games. 2 goals last week, 1 goal the week prior, and already has 1 here this afternoon. Going for his second. The goal umpire likes it. It's a goal. The first 2 goals to Hawthorn, and both those to Jade Rawlings.
It's a pretty good start, isn't it, Don? Because considering he's kicked 2 goals and he's on Stephen O'Reilly, one of the best fullbacks in the competition.
Now we just watched it. When he actually does take this kid, if any youngster is watching him, this is how you kick for goal. He really does work at it, Rawlings. You watch when he lines up, head over the ball. Watch this, head down, over the ball. Just quite missed that one. Nice follow through.
The first 2 goals of the game to Hawthorn by Jade Rawlings, the boy from Devonport, playing in only his 5th game. Good start for the Hawks. But be mindful, they are kicking with a pretty strong breeze as Salmon again wins the ruck again, gets the tap down to Chick, under pressure. Over the top of Parker. Now he's got the running defence in McGovern, looking for Wills. Not a very well timed handle. Harding under pressure from Woods. Parker through the pack. Good vision. Finding Andrew Wills, one of the Brownlow favourites, but he won't win many votes with kicks like that. Waterhouse coming up for a good game last week. Back to Wills again. Under a lot of pressure again, the Dockers. Half back. Excellent work from Lakers. Here's a chance for the Hawks. Finish this one up, son, and you're a star. High ball. Out of bounds.
Great smother, and it's a different Hawthorn team than was been out there on the paddock the last 2 weeks.
Well, the last 2 weeks they got belted by St Kilda, 79 points as their beautiful smother off the Wills kick. And also thrashed by the Tigers the week before. So they went off the rails for the last couple of weeks, but
Ben Allen looks like he's picking up John Platten.
that'll be interesting. Burton, the tap down, unable to find a teammate. Harding from Fremantle wraps up the Hawk forward. Now Chick across the face of goal, looking for Rawlings again. Tries to keep it into play, does it beautifully. Now McCabe keeps the ball alive. Harford, some magic on your 50. Lekkas now around the corner. The Hawks are looking pretty good. Good punch from Wills. O'Reilly under the hammer. He's already had 2 kicked on him. Off the ground by the Hawk forwards. Woods under the pressure. Throw a blanket over 20 players. Now Harding, cool head. Excellent work. Finding Gale, left back pocket for the Dockers. Excellent diving mark from Waterhouse. Hawthorn mean business, but they're kicking with a very strong breeze as Waterhouse tries to keep the ball low to maximise the distance. Man in front of Robrin. Now it's Kapler. Trell Evans wrapped up. Has to force to kick. Now Allen. Clever handwork. The Hawthorn supporters give him a nice old raspberry. The former Hawthorn best and fairest and premiership player. Abraham wrapped up by Graham. Kicked a couple of goals. Graham last week up forward. Now Kapler, the big long left footer. Drives left half forward. The high flyers. Burton and Woods. Good work from Tony Woods. Spoiling the big guy. Matthew Burton had to do that. Had to punch it. Get the ball to the ground for the runners. Out of bounds, left half forward to the Hawthorn side. He's played about 5 minutes in this first term. Hawks 2-1, leading by 13 points. Fremantle haven't got it further than their 50-metre line. Now it's Parker looking for options under the hammer. Benny Allen provides one for him. He can change direction right across the ground. And looking for Scotty Chisholm, who traditionally will run, take his man on. He does so. Takes Chick on to Chick. Great pressure. Gives him a little shove. Now he's got an open forward line, drives it in there, over the top of McGovern, straight on the chest of Lord. Call play on, touched off McGovern's hands. Directly in front, Lord throws it on the boot. Bit of a messy game. Windy conditions for the Dockers.
So Callahan on the left foot clears it out towards half back. Hawthorn again build through Woods to Kapler on 50. Left foot goes long. Can it clear the line? No, kick it gets back. The Fremantle defence right under pressure.
Normally kicks those, Don, like from about 50. He's got a pretty good left foot
I
kick.
think that breeze must be a factor down there. Having kicked the ball before the game, you've really got to wait until that breeze, and you can't do it until that breeze drops, because it is Very gusty and swirling.
So McGovern very deliberately inboard. Kick it, taking Platten and Crawford on. Struggles it up towards half forward. Toya, the black-eyed Toya, gets the kick around the body towards half forward. Rolling up towards the line. Robin leads in the race for the ball. Leading Brown over the line. Matthew Robin, one of 8 Hawthorn players to have played every game this year. Flying start to the Hawks in the first quarter. Peter Mann with Lawrence. Lawrence just fists it away. Strong tackling there from McCabe. McCabe starting on the bench, coming on to replace Richard Taylor. And off with a appeared to be just a heavy knock. Ball to be bounced. Mann steps into the front position. Another couple of players jump in to have a go at it. Pritchard, the experienced Pritchard, just rolls it back along the line and out of bounds.
Just a point on Darren Pritchard, Terry. Probably one of the best trainers of all time in the history of Hawthorn. And Dipper, you got something for us?
Yeah, the news on Richard Taylor is okay. He's back on the boundary line, so won't be long before we see him back on the ground. And a player with a very dangerous kick, as we mentioned before, is Darren Kepler. He can certainly turn the game for Hawthorn today.
Well, the Hawks will be loving to see him kick a few through from about 55 or 60, as we saw a few weeks back in the win over Port Adelaide. There's the bench, Jonathan Hay, Taylor and Johnny Hassel. Centre wing, 12.5 minutes remaining in the first term as Tony Woods thumps it forward, gaining 10 metres. Leach is wrapped up by the great takeoff from Lekas. One of the great players to come out of the VSFL in the Northern Knights, with a teammate of Daniel Harford, playing his 50th game as Kickett in his 5th club, complaining that he was held in that contest. To no avail, the umpire says, throw it in. Centre wing favouring the Hawthorn side. Salmon getting front position, does it well, palms it down. Toya now back to Kickett. Clean pair of hills. Kicking up forward. In front position is Scott. Brad Scott in front of Clive Waterhouse. That's the place to be in these conditions. In front, the ball will hold up against the breeze and drop markedly. Long kick over the top of the pack. Leach and Woods has had plenty of the ball. Excellent work. Now Chick. Crummell taps it forward. Now Hawthorn away up forward, but Steve O'Reilly deep in defence for the Fremantle Dockers relieved the pressure.
So looking towards the half-back line, kicks into the man on the mark. Rawlings, he takes it on the right foot. Oh, unbelievable. Just the error that Coach Jaron Neeson wouldn't want from the most experienced Docker and Stephen O'Reilly, but Rawlings took advantage of it. A great example of working the mark.
Well, everything's gone wrong as far as O'Reilly is concerned. He slipped over once. He was caught behind the goal post when it was kicked in from Shane Crawford. And that time he's kicked it straight to Rawlings. I don't think he could do anything worse than what he's done so far.
So Jade Rawlings takes advantage of the ball being kicked directly into him by the Fremantle fullback Stephen O'Reilly and kicks Hawthorn's 3rd goal. But here's the reply from the Dockers. It's Wills all the way from the centre bounce on the 50, kicks with the right foot. Now the ball just over the line and out of bounds.
Jonathan Robin off the ground for Hawthorn. Steve Lawrence has gone to centre half back on man. There's Wills cutting loose. He should have been playing for Victoria, this man. His form was scintillating earlier in the season, and I really don't know why he never got that opportunity.
So Fremantle with the chance, right in the forward pocket. Man falls over. It's right in the goal square there. Durkay, is it, on the left foot? Goal umpire. They're adjudicating.
All clear, I think.
He's given it. Gary Durkay picks up the first goal for the Dockers.
Yes, the umpire was going to give him another opportunity to have a kick for goal. Had he have kicked a point, but he put it through. He said, no, I don't want another kick. That's already gone through. Lawrence lucky there. And here is the scrimmage. Hunter slung. An advantage being paid.
Must have been against in the ruck, Don.
No, it was I believe that Hunter was slung to the ground. The umpire saw that and then paid advantage.
Well, the Dockers have got their first. The Hawks still lead by 14 points. There's even Stevens in the ruck, Salmon and Burton. Now it shoots back to Kepler, out to Woods. It's his 6th possession. Crumbleby from behind. McGovern trying to avoid the dangerous Harford, but makes a huge mistake and puts it over the line, out of bounds on the full, so allowing the Hawks to have a free pot shot, probably with the wind favouring behind his left shoulder. So a big opportunity for the Hawks to put one through here, but he elects to centre the ball. But he's got Paul Salmon right on his own. What a beautiful pass from Harford.
And this is interesting. The way the game's played nowadays, whichever ruckman gains the ascendancy, as Salmon has just taken the initiative then and gone into the forward line, really will control the game. Last week it was Peter Everett who led Paul Salmon around. Everett was going deep into the forward line, capitalising each time he went forward, and made Salmon chase him. Now Burton may have to look at this. If Salmon continues what he's doing here and is being used, Salmon will then take the initiative.
So we've seen this over a career of 244 games. Salmon will put the ball on the ground, pull the socks up, little skip in the run-up, head over the ball, and drive it right through the middle. Great work from the Hawk ruckman. Best and fairest last year. Premiership player with the Essendon side puts their 4 through to take their lead to 20 points.
Well, he had the flu last week, Paul Salmon, and really he was cut up by Peter Everett. Everett had one of those days. And here is Salmon running in. Just must have squeezed it through. As you go back to his body language, is indicating that was very close.
So Paul Salmon is quoted on the 3rd line of betting for the Brownlow medal at 11-2 prior to this game. Picks up his first goal. Ball back in the centre. Hawthorn and Dockers both aggressive in there, but Hawthorn this time squeezed the ball out towards the wing, and Chisholm takes the mark for the Dockers. Looking up towards half forward. Burton, Peter Mann, the 2 big targets up there. Goes towards Burton. He can't get across to it. The ball just drops in fair territory. Scott. Burton gathers it. A little quick kick into the forward line. Hunter feeds back on out. Abraham settling now on 50. Settles too much. Ran down by Crawford, dropping the ball. Shane Crawford, great work. Quickly on out to Platten. Crawford at half forward, doing the chasing all the way to half back to affect the tackle.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great to watch that sort of stuff? I love that.
Shane Crawford really has been the strength of Hawthorn since he returned from that foot injury. Now the old school combining. Salmon giving it back towards Scott. Crummell fists it on. Chick trying to get through some heavy traffic. Platten smart over the top. Harford 50 gamer settles over the ball. He's missed.
Really should have drilled it from there. Now what made this tackle look good was the fact that there he is. Winston Abraham took so long, as you can see there. He's just going through the motions, looking for something to present itself, and it didn't.
The Dockers bring the ball back inside. Kick it. Leach now from the 50 defensive area towards the centre. Man off the ground.
Wills has hurt himself too, and he's just getting up now, Wills.
Out on the outer wing, Platten and Man. Pritchard eventually towards centre half forward. Crummell, Chisholm leads in the race for the Dockers. Paddles it towards the line. Kickett's there as well. Right on the line now. He'd prefer it to go over. Question being asked by Andrew Leckus. The umpire will elect to bounce the ball.
It'll be interesting to see the second quarter effort by Fremantle to see whether this breeze is a real factor.
Salmon clever, tries to flick it backwards. Just a word on Brendan Crummell. He hasn't had many possessions, but he's doing his job at centre half forward. At least he's contesting in the packs. One arm up or 2 hands up, allowing the ball to come down to the ground for the Plattens and the Harfords and the Taylors and Crawfords and these types of guys. So if he starts to get the ball in his hands, he'll be very dangerous. Kickett tries to burst through about 3 or 4 Hawthorn players, but to no avail. He's wrapped up by Salmon. Dale Kickett. 104 games. A veteran 5 clubs. Ball's going nowhere. Having another ball up, throw in. About 65 metres around from the Hawthorn goal.
A lot of players around this ball. There's only one Fremantle docker in the 50-metre semicircle for them, and only one other between he and the centre circle. A lot of players around this action, as we see here.
7.5 minutes of play. Hawks by 21 points. Waterhouse and Leckis meet each other. Kick it, trying to get one around the corner. There's the man Crummell again, putting pressure on Chisholm, the Prince, who takes it over the line for another throw. So it hasn't moved far. Scotty Chisholm, 45 games. And 3 goals this year. Boy from Claremont. Salmon in front of man, does it well. Off the ground from Chick. Now it's in the 50-metre mark. Rawlings has belted off the ball by Riley. Does well now to Gale. Gets it on the boot quickly. Under pressure, the Dockers. Off the ground.
Oh, he's pulled off the ball.
By Pritchard. Now Allen to Abraham. The running Durkay, their only goal kicker so far. Inboard back to Winnie. Winnie Abraham directly in front of goal. Spins it. Helicopter kick, and it's only one behind. The wind must be very strong. The kicking against that breeze is very, very flat. Bit of a skill. They've got to drop the ball very close to your leg to try and avoid the ball spinning off the side of your boot.
Hawthorn playing the huddle as Kepler, the designated kicker, will bring the ball in.
Taking his time. You'd expect he'd go straight down the centre. He's asked now to move on by the umpire, and he does do that towards Salmon. Floats over the top of that player. Some shepherding from Lecker. Salmon comes back as the rover on this occasion. Leach does some tackling on Platten. Umpire allows it to go on. The crowd didn't like that call. Leach comes back again. Burton for the Dockers. Lifts it up. Tosses it out. Durkay off the ground. There's a loose ball within 30 metres. Hunter steps around from one step, delivers into the forward line, and he too misses. Kicking from some 30 metres out.
Aaron Lord off for Hawthorn and coming back on Richard Taylor, and Taylor's gone down onto the half-forward line. Taylor suffered that bad knock, or heavy knock, at centre-half back, and the Dockers about to bring on. Trying to pick him up
Jess
down
Sinclair.
there. Jess Sinclair.
So 19 points to the lead to Hawthorn as we approach quarter time. They've come a little bit shorter this time. Salmon. Abraham to Toya. Toya lets one go. This one holds a straight line. This one's through.
And the wind not a problem on that occasion, as I said before. Very fluky, the breeze. You can see the breeze really strong in the outer there as those flags indicate. But Toya, when he went for goal, there's not a good kick off the boot by Kepler. Maybe the wind a factor there. But when Toya gets it, look at this. From 40-odd metres out, straight through. Very, very fluky, this wind.
It's the distinction between a 3-iron and using a wedge, isn't it?
Nearly quarter time. 6 minutes remaining. It's the Hawks 27-14. As Dipper mentioned earlier, there's a strong breeze, but it seems to be a very awkward one as Salmon rows the ball out of the centre of the ground, throws it on the left boot inside 50. Rawlings in front of O'Reilly's already kicked 3, but that's kick it. Enigmatic half back for the Dockers. Beautiful pass into space. To Gale. There's a couple of bounces now, bringing Jess Sinclair to McGovern, smothered beautifully by Kepler. They're the sort of things the Hawthorn side are looking for. Ken Judge will be very happy with that.
That's a second great smother. Another earlier one was done by Leckis.
So it's centre wing throw in. Hawks by 13 points. Lawrence to Treleaven. Trying to get some system organised, the Hawks. Check. What a great one grab in front of Scotty Chisholm. Great stuff. Inside 50, centre-half forward position. Parker can't mark. McGovern, the crumbs. He's got the running Durkay through the centre of the ground. He can steady. Pinpoint pass. Hunter!
He impresses me, Hunter, not just this year, but when he made his debut, he just promised that he looked as if he could kick goals. I know it's a big tag to have on your head.
You took about 5 games for Kickland, didn't he, Don? Took a long time to kick his first goal in AFL football. I know that
But
much.
he just gives you the impression in the last couple of weeks he started to kick a few.
Well, he's lining up for his first for the day, but also his 22nd for the season. The wind holds it up as Salmon slaps it across the face of goal. That's clever work. That's experience. That's excellent ruck work. Instead of he could have punched it and it could have gone anywhere, but the swinging left arm forcing the ball out of bounds in that right back pocket as Burton is off, replaced by Daniel Bandy, who's a late inclusion, who took on James Clement's position for the day. Waterhouse in front, big high fly. Salmon working against two players. Oh, that's tough work from the Hawk defence. Now Salmon again off the ground to Lawrence on the left boot. It's high ball. The wind's carrying it. Crawford and McGovern. Good contest. Now Treleaven looking for support. Platten provides it. Half back for the Hawks, chipping it around. Swirly breeze. Scott is wrapped up. Now Kepler on the burst to the Hawks out of half back. Poor handball putting Shane Crawford under pressure. Is wrapped up by Andrew Wills, the flying egg for the Dockers. Trying to move the ball quickly. They're getting themselves in a lot of trouble, putting themselves under pressure. Hassel throws it on the left boot.
Good mark, Parker.
But not allowing Crummell easy access to that. Parker taking excellent mark in front of him at half back.
This has been a very good second half of this first quarter to the Dockers. Unfortunately, they've put themselves under a little bit of pressure here. Leckers from outside 50 with the aid of the breeze. He's picked it up. Mistake from Parker not clearing the area with the kick, and Lecker swoops upon it to kick his second goal for the year.
Well, there's, I believe, a bit of luck in this game in as much as another good smother as to when the wind drops. Now, he's let that go from right on 50. And obviously there's been a little bit of a drop because that wind will be blowing across that kick. It was a very good kick. Crummell off and Rob Ramon.
So Hawthorn 5 goals, Fremantle 2, with the Hawks with the aid of the breeze. Fremantle an opportunity as the minutes tick down in this first quarter.
Jonathan Robram at centre half forward for Hawthorn. So they've got a bit of height on their forward line now.
There's the bounce. The quick give ends up with Treleaven. He just feeds it on out further in favour of his team. The Dockers defence standing up. Toya puts the ball out in the tackle. Allen charging through, taken high. No, says the umpire.
Yeah, it was. The other umpire, Terry, saw Allen get caught high.
Umpire Sam Cronje was going to bounce the ball, but umpire Steve McBurney decides that he did see this free kick here for Ben Allen.
That's a good decision, actually, because McBurney was on the right of screen and Cronje was on the left, so
So the Dockers now with the chance. Man flicking it back over the back, but the ball comes back to him, so he flicks it once again and picks up the free kick. Peterman, the key to this Dockers side, returned to some form last week with a very good game against the Western Bulldogs. To Hunter. A long way out. Seemingly further when you consider the breeze that he's facing. Looking short. Waterhouse is a target. Good take. Pressure from Scott's been very good right throughout the quarter. 3 goals, 1 last week to Clive Waterhouse. Inarguably his best game for the Dockers. Kicked 4 earlier in the year against Richmond. So he does have that talent about him.
He's obviously looking for something because he's not confident making a distance. And good camera shot. See, even there.
So eventually he kicks towards the top of the square. The chance for the Dockers, they have to rove it. Robin does that for the Hawks though. Kapler, quick exchange, generating the run. McCabe out of defence. Good spoil, good pressure there from the Dockers forward line. Giving Wills a chance now, but the ball is dribbled all the way towards the wing. Oh, wrapped up his leech by Leckers. And the umpire in to bounce the ball again.
Did Wills handball that out or was it thrown out? Here it is on screen.
Oh, a little left hand there.
Yeah, very quick.
To bounce on centre wing. Rodman gets the punch. McGovern's taken high. Much to the displeasure of the Hawks supporters. Directly in front of the Hawthorn members.
Salmon now at centre-half forward. Robram on the ball as he just goes up into this contest.
Lawrence the punch. Sinclair caught, gets a kick. 10 metres. Now Mark Graham looking for options, throws it on the right boot and picks the Robram option, which is a good one. Change of direction now, right across goal. Scott provides an option for Robram. There's a bit of time, can steady.
Oh!
Crawford's taken hard by Chisholm. He's a tough man, Shane Crawford.
Well, he had to do that, Chisholm.
He's reported him for charging. Yeah, it's a bit down. Scotty. The handball goes to Taylor. We'll talk about it at the end of the sequence. Inside 50, Salmon, chest mark.
Yes, just a matter of strength on that occasion. Crawford at the stand, but Chisholm was committed. I mean, he's run 30 metres to get to that contest.
However, Paul Salmon will line up for his second, and Hawthorn sixth.
Salmon there asking why wasn't there a penalty, because Durkay, it was a Chisholm, walked across the mark, Kickett it was, walked across the mark. No, Chisholm it was who walked across the mark. There's Kickett. My apologies, Dale.
So he's looking to put the Hawks 25 points up.
It's through.
It's Salmon's second. Great start by the Big Fish. 2 goals in the first term. Hawthorn sixth, taking him to 6-3-39, leading the Dockers at quarter time 2-2-14, and a pretty good start by Hawthorn in the first 10.
Magnum. It's bliss.
I'm in a world of my own.
Pure luxury.
That first bite.
Oh, the chocolate cracks.
My heart melts.
I have to have one now.
Nothing compares to Magnum.
Perfection.
Ecstasy.
Passionate.
Yeah, I'm hooked. It's all mine.
It's snack time in Australia.
It's snack time. It's snack time now. It's snack time. It's snack time now. Everyone around the world is saying boo boo. It's why everyone around the world is saying snack time now. Everyone around the world is saying boo boo. It's why everyone around the world is saying.
Norwich is proud to present the Norwich AFL Rising Star Award. Norwich, helping you reach your financial goals.
Now you
can take civilization along for the ride to places only a four-wheel drive would dare to tread.
From the mountain to the valley, from the highway to the alley.
Subaru Outback.
That's freedom.
The world's first all-terrain wagon.
That's freedom.
Sensations, Russell Morris said. He actually ran from the half-forward line right down the back line, about 80 metres to make that tackle. So Hawthorn very committed today.
So Hawthorn now looking to defend a lead into the breeze. Oh, Harker, very good mark at half-back for the Dockers.
Right. And they didn't have too many good players in the first quarter, Fremantle, which all goes well for a good second quarter. They just have to lift a little bit.
So looking for a little bit of space out wide. Waterhouse has the run onto the ball. Steps back into play on the right foot. Tosses it towards the square. Brown's the target for the Dockers. Spoiled there by Robran. Leckers for the Hawks, defending towards the line. Good body pressure from young Sinclair for the Dockers. And the ball will be bounced.
One can only wonder why Waterhouse, when he was going forward on that occasion, obviously his left foot is not good enough. He should have continued in the straight line, put it, there he is there, continued, put it on its left foot and brought the ball down. He's doubled back, which has allowed Salmon to get down there and block up.
So the ball bounced only some 15 metres out from the Dockers' goal. Callahan wrapped up in the tackle and the ball to be thrown back in.
The object of football or going forward is to get the ball into your forward line as quickly as possible.
Callahan, one of three players coming into the Dockers lineup this week. Thrown in, a Salmon beautifully down to Graham with the left hand. He away with the left foot. Clears outside the defensive area. Gale swoops on the ball, the right foot. It's a beautiful looking kick. Michael Brown reading the play and leading to the correct position at the near side of Waverley Park here.
Now, isn't he trussed up? You see there, it's a good mark by Brown, getting up very high. Obviously had a lot of shoulder problem.
He's deemed to be a full forward from Swan Districts. He's only played one game earlier this year. He settles over this one. It's just shaved the post. So Michael Brown's only other game this year was in round 11. Just the one goal that day.
The way he came out and took that mark, he's a good mover.
But for a full forward, you'd expect him to, I suppose, kick more. But only one game, one goal as Kepler. The ball holds up against the breeze, as it did in the first term. Punch down for Treleaven to pick up the crumbs. That's 70 metres out from the Dockers' goal. Kick it. Close to the boundary. Keeps it in cleverly. Ben Allen can't capture the ball. Treleaven, who's made 40 metres up the ground, shoots it out to 50 game, and Daniel Harford is run down by Scotty Chisholm. Maybe it should have been holding the ball, but he gets the ball over the handball to Chick to the running Platten. Caught by Toyer. Great tackle. Now it's Johnny Hassel's wrapped up by Parker. The Hawks keep pushing the pressure. They keep pushing the ball forward. Parker this time for the Dockers, relieving that pressure, giving it to Toyer. Centre wing his man. Sensational last weekend with 13 marks, 4 goals and 19 possessions for a centre half forward is an exceptional effort. Leckers to the flying egg in Wills. Tries to take the ball off the pack, but he's wrapped up by the Hawthorn defence. Game of defences so far in this second term is there is a Hawk with his wings.
Tony Woods? Yeah. Very heavy.
Good.
The knees coming through.
Oh, yeah,
Michael Brown.
Oh, that he looks serious.
He's a tough nut, Woods. You see they're getting to his feet.
Yeah, he's got a pretty thick skull, I must admit. Well, he worked for me, Don. Selling radio.
Oh, so he's got a thick skull.
But he was a good operator. As Burton gets the tap down. Oh, it's getting a bit aggro now as Wills is chucked to the ground. Sinclair's through there. Oh, it's on. Crawford is holding his head, so it's getting very aggro here at Waverley.
Yes.
It's on. Steve McBurney's trying to keep control. He's given a free kick to the Dockers. They're trying to move the ball on, get the ball into play, because that'll disperse this melee. There's McBurney. Free kick to the Dockers. Get it moving. That's it. Waterhouse will take the free kick as we had about a 30-second aggro.
Very willing in there at times.
Something we miss in football. It used to be commonplace once upon a time.
Waterhouse's kick skews off his right boot. It's high. High fly was Hunter, but beautifully marked by Salmon in front of the pack. What a champion he's been. Doubtful whether he was going to ever play football again at the beginning of last year, and had scored all his Brownlow votes in the second half of the season. Magnificent effort. Robran takes the mark on right half back for the Hawks. Hawks lead by 24 points. Lawrence in front. Excellent mark in front of Wills. Now against this breeze, they've got to keep possession, keep the ball low against the breeze. Instead of trying to kick it 50 metres, maybe
switch play. He could go across to Scott on his left. He looked at him.
Well, he's got Salmon also at centre half back, but he elects not to take the risk. Try and kick long. Chick in front. No mark. Good punch from Burton. 20-metre punch. Toya onto Gale. Left footer. Hunter outside 50. This is a good lead-up for the Dockers. Kick one in the first term, Hunter. Across the face of goal. Peterman, easy as you like. Directly in front. Well, after all that confrontation with the players, I think it might have rattled the Hawks a bit, because Crawford copped one high. Tony Woods copped a nice knee in the face. And now Peterman will line up directly in front and put the Hawks third on the Dockers third on the board, as Burton is replaced by Bandy. Peterman kicked 4 last week.
He's marked the spot. Now let's see if he kicks from that spot. He's lining up. He's gone back 22 paces from the spot that he marked.
And the new president of the Players Association, nominated this week. Relaxed looking kick, maybe a bit too relaxed, leant back a little.
Well, he didn't kick from the spot. He was about 2 feet. He let that go 2 feet to before the spot, or 2/3 of a metre. And here is the
Shane
fight.
Crawford. We watch here. Oh, nice little backhander. Yep. Oh, Woodsy. Hang on.
They're all in among it.
Play on.
Back to the play here. The kick out now. Outside 50. Waterhouse. A big fly. Good mark. Wants to move on quickly. Does so. On the right foot from some 60 metres out. The kick right to the square.
Oh.
Kingsley Hunter does some pushing and shoving. Gets away with it.
Oh, now Hunter let one go there too.
Oh. I don't think they like each other, Don. Hawthorn and Fremantle for some reason.
Now, actually, the umpire made a bad decision there. It should have been a free kick, because Hunter definitely pushed out.
Umpire Dennis Rich in charge in the goal square at the moment.
I'll tell you, one player,
Hunter from the square. He's gold. I think, gentlemen, we're in for a very interesting second quarter.
Peterman and John Platten discussing what is going on. We get a replay of this. You'll see that Hunter actually pushes out before he takes the mark, but the umpire not in the right position. He's further up. Let's see that. Now, if that's not a free kick, I'll go he. Then there's Graham let one, and there's Hunter. So thank you very much, gentlemen.
It was just a love tap. Well, that was Hunter's first. I incorrectly called it kicking one in the first quarter. He kicked a point in the first term.
Jess Sinclair's come off, and Winston Abraham back on for the Dockers.
Salmon's palm out, finds Trelevin, but Trelevin's kick lands on the lap of Kickett. At centre half back for the Dockers. looking to settle things down is Andy McGovern. McGovern's kicked the big rat, takes the big fly, unable to take the mark on the second grab. Would have been a sensational effort. The flying rat in 253 games.
Well, everybody's clapping for the effort, I think. And here it is. Platten gets up for that big fly. Oh, just couldn't take it.
Didn't really look at home up there, though, did he?
His hair was like a parachute that kept him up there. Salmon in front of Bandy. Grab, free kick. Umpire Sammy Cronja calls that. Holding in the ruck contest. Hawthorn supporters very pleased with that. Salmon's kick, awkward. Pressure on Treleaven, does it beautifully to Woods. Good pressure from Toya. Now it's the Fremantle Dockers in Harding. Excellent work. Lawrence will take the mark across the back of the pack. They play on quickly now. Scott changing direction. The 200 gamer Pritchard looking to move quickly. Mark Graham coming out of full-back, providing an option. Left half-back. Kicks wide. Robrin, clever one-hander. 39 plays 22. We've played 10 minutes in this second term. Over the top of the pack now for Bandy and Chick. Speed will prevail. Bandy does it beautifully. Keeps his body in front. Held without the ball. Free kick. Umpires need to keep control of this game. We saw some pretty ugly aggro about 5 minutes ago. A few players were taken high as Brad Scott takes an excellent mark.
Very tough player is Brad Scott.
Tough back pocketer.
Very courageous too.
Poor disposal, looking for the Harford lead, and Harford did well by putting pressure on the Docker backman. Now O'Reilly, not a good handle, not having a good game. He's had 3 kicked on him already as Parker does better to Chisholm. Chips out wide for looking for man. Lawrence. Athleticism prevails, but took his eye off the ball. Toya's wrapped up by Leckers. They're calling for holding the ball. Umpire McBurney says, give it to me. I'll bounce it. Settle down, guys. We're here to play football. Hawks by 17 points. Left half forward. Umpire McBurney bounces the ball on the 50-metre line. Bandy takes it out of the ruck to McGovern. So a good game, had plenty of the ball as Scott is held without the ball. Now Salmon, chance to steady, looking for the leading Chick. Finds him beautifully. Great pass, Paul Salmon. Best on ground, 11 possessions, 5 marks. Carrying on with his form for the year. Now to McCabe, outside 50. The Hawks looking to chip it forward, but poor disposal, finding Dale kick it in the left back pocket for the Dockers.
Switches the play using Parker. And the in turn to McGovern. A little bit of space across half back now. Settling with a couple of bounces. Looking towards half forward. Brown's the target. Flies, misjudges it. Well done, Robin. Pritchard. Short kick towards the line. Woods under pressure from Wills. The ball not kept in play.
Sorry, Terry. It's gone short on 2 occasions now, Pritchard, and I don't know whether that's advisable.
You wouldn't know Tony Woods had been kneed in the head at 100 miles an hour, Scotty. That's how thick his head is.
And Richard Taylor off, and Brendan Crummell coming on. He's going down half forward.
So the boundary throw-in right on the wing position. The Dockers looking to spin it out and get a runner going. It's Brown. Kicks inside towards full forward. Hunter and Graham. Hunter the front position. He recovers very well. Graham goes for the bouncing ball towards the square. Hunter, can he get back in time? No. Cutler steps in and is prepared to step over the line and out of bounds with it. Oh, Cutler, a groin injury early in the year. Now back in full flight for the Hawks. The Dockers right in their forward line. Lawrence takes the ball, clears the area with a kick and bounces just inside. And another throw in, this time right on the 50-metre arc. Hawthorn now working up into the breeze. Haven't scored in this second quarter. It's been all Dockers. Dockers have picked up the goal through Kingsley Hunter, their full forward. They're working strongly throughout here. They have another opportunity at half forward. Pritchard's handball over the top. Scott runs onto it. Waterhouse chases. Scott gets away. Kicks towards the wing. Crawford out positions McGovern. Space at half forward. Wants to use it. Moves on again towards Chick. Pressured from Parker, held from Parker, no way he goes now. Daniel Chick inside 50, straightens over the ball, drills it home. The Hawks into the breeze, get one.
That is a magnificent goal. Under pressure on half forward.
Well, he should have been given a free kick earlier, but the umpire didn't see this where Parker was hanging on. You see there Parker hanging on. And then Chick breaks the Lynch tackle. Lynch has just come on. Durkay off for Fremantle. Well done by the former Western Australian wearing number 17. Michael Tuxall number.
Daniel Chick has just kicked the goal of the day so far, putting the Hawks 23 points up. Under the conditions, it looks like that is the spot to kick the goals against that breeze. We saw Luke Toyer kick one in the first term, very similar. Excellent effort, took on 2 players, ran away, put it through from about 45.
Talking football Monday night, Chris Grant, the Western Bulldogs, one of the fine young sportsmen playing AFL football today, and well worth a listen to.
And you could probably owe all his form to the guy sitting next to me, Terry Wheeler, who coached him for a couple of years. Daniel Harford trying to outpoint kick it. Bit of body play. Picks the ball up, doesn't pick it up, taps it on now. Now good work from the Hawks. It's Crummell. Handball into Kepler, the big left foot. Looks pretty good. Not good enough. Good build up from the Hawks on half forward. But kicking again from that side of the ground. The ball seems to be pushed across the face of goal, but kicking from this side of the ground, the ball seems to go a lot straighter.
Just getting back to Chris Grant, he's probably the best pickup in the draft. He was drafted, I think, about 105, and nobody from that position, maybe Kemp, I think, was about 100 or 99, has made such an impact as what that man has from that position. So that was a real good recruiting coup for Footscray.
Well, McGovern kicks, finds Harding. Left half back for the Dockers. Good mark to Daniel Bandy in front of Crummell. Used his height and body to avoid the spoil. Robin over the top of Brown, punches it clear. Wills and Woods are beaten over the line. Centre wing. 8 minutes remaining in the half. The Hawks by 4 goals. So they're doing well. They've kicked a goal each in this term. Hawthorn led by 25 points at quarter time. Salmon kicking one on the siren. Tony Woods copped a heavy knock in the first term, but he shrugged that off beautifully. Tough man there, Crummell. Gets a high bounce, so does Leckis. Picks it up, looking for the lead. Not a very good kick. Harford looking for something clever. Kick gets better. The second effort from Harford putting pressure on the Dockers. Under pressure was kicking. Now Leach under pressure. Chick doing well. McGovern will run the ball out from half back for the Dockers through centre wing.
A couple of bounces now towards half forward. Toyer couldn't complete a great spoil there from the Hawks. Johnny Hassel just enough to get the fist in there on Callaghan and spoil the ball. A hard-working footballer is John Hassel. Dockers half-forward line. 24 points the difference. Bandy, the young Bandy, the experienced Salmon. Look at the experience win out. Perhaps a little bit too slow there for Wills. Ran down.
He's hurt himself,
Hassel.
Salmon, too.
Slow to get up, the big fella, but now it's Platten on the left foot. His kick, he's decked after the kicks as the umpire. Yes, it does. Crummell takes the downfield kick.
Just winded, I think, Terry.
Crummell on the forward line. Rawlings is the player one-on-one with O'Reilly. O'Reilly does well. Very well. And Paul Salmon back at centre half back for the Hawks. Just taking some air back into those huge lungs of his. What a player he's been for a number of years now. So as he rests, Crummell does the ruck work against Bandy. Harding for the Dockers. Couldn't handle it. 3 or 4 players tied up and the ball will be bounced again.
He's got a knock, as you can see there, the Greys. In actual fact, he's got a little bit of a mouse there on the left eye when he was thrown to the ground.
Ball bounce. Bandy flicks it over the back. Platten's first there. Gives it off to McCabe. Hand turn. A good handball inboard to Crummell on the left foot. O'Reilly stout in defence. Really having his hands full just at the moment. Rawlings giving him the run around. But without any doubt, Stephen O'Reilly will be there to the end.
A long kick, looking for Bandy. May have interfered with Hassel, but was play on for Kepler. Now Johnny Platten running away from goal. Feeds it off to Treleaven, looking for options. There aren't many up forward for the Hawks. The high flyers, Crummell and Rawlings. Lekas is there as well. Chick, if he can keep his feet. Lekas under the pack, kick it, drags it in. Does a little somersault over the pack. Acrobatics. Fantastic stuff. Their bounce. 30 metres out from the Hawthorn goal, right half forward. Hawthorn by 4 goals. Kicking against a reasonably strong breeze, but it's been very much a swirly type of breeze as Hassel has come up from the back line. A lot of players, very crowded. Chick with the punch, trying to move the ball. Treleaven clever to McCabe. Poor kick, forcing the clever Harford to pick it up on the half volley. Now, poor bounce. Difficult times for the Hawthorn forwards. If they can just get a bit of air with their kicks, they might give their forwards a chance to take a mark inside 50. As Durkay runs it out of defence. Abraham can't mark the ball. Now Robran has to go wide. And finding Brad Scott, right half back for the Hawks, much to the delight of the Hawthorn fans. That's the way the Hawthorn side have been working, chipping the ball around, just keeping possession against this breeze. Salmon in the middle, he's recovered. Quick, clever handball to Lekas, who's been good from the Northern Knights. What a great pass. That's exactly what the Hawthorn side are looking to do. Keep the ball up in the air, allow their forwards to run into the flight of it and take it in front of the face.
He's got to move around Rawlings as he's doing here, because he just has not matched O'Reilly when it's come to the strength side of the game. As soon as it's bottled up, that's the way O'Reilly wants it and likes it. And Rawlings, as you can see there, an immature body, just cannot figure or does not figure in the push and shove at this stage.
Well, 4 first half goals. What a great effort against one of the best fullbacks in the comp. Exceptional effort from Jade Rawlings. Hawthorn's 8th, his 4th.
The beauty is he's kicking, and here's the build-up. Chipped it around a little bit. Salmon used great initiative here over the top. There was the one out. And Lekas finding Rawlings. And Rawlings, the highlight for the strength is he's kicking at the moment. Head over the ball, nice torque, follow through. There it is. Very well done.
So 2 former AFL trainees combining to get Hawthorn's goal there. Lekas and Rawlings. The debutant Hay also a part of that scheme. Hasn't had a run yet. Hawthorn defending at half-back through Scott, his left foot. McCabe under pressure from Waterhouse. Good tackle from Waterhouse. Forces the ball, but he's slung towards the line and over.
Sinclair about to come on again for the Dockers, and Ben Allen going off. Now, will Sinclair run with Platten? We'll only wait and see. I don't think he's too fit, Ben Allen.
Definitely not. How could you boo a former best and fairest?
It's funny there, he ran to the Hawthorn. The Hawthorn, he was going right.
So Durkay burst through from receiving the handball from Bandy. His kick was within 30 metres of goal, but the Hawthorn defence happy to see it go over again. Mark Graham has returned to the side over the last couple of weeks. Missed 3 weeks with a knee injury. Really one of the cornerstones of the Hawthorn defence over the last couple of years. There's the big job on Kingsley Hummer this afternoon. Here's 2 of the biggest, Man and Salmon. Man flicks back on out. Platten pulls his kick. Callaghan can't get out. Hassel tries the handball, then comes back and tackles Toya.
It's really been a game, Terry, of in the clinches, hasn't it, around the packs. The side that gets the run on.
Both sides with 8 wins. A very important game, this one, in terms of finals football. By Dennis Rich, directing traffic as he bounces the ball. Hunter takes it out of that contest. Waterhouse doesn't get away, allows it to drop. Sinclair comes out. Quick left foot kick. That's good football into the forward line. Gives him the chance to Callaghan, but the Hawks defence as Salmon and Hassel it over the line for the behind.
Good play by Salmon by just sticking his hand out. Just did not allow the Docker fellow or player to run into an open goal. Had he have not done that, he would have gone into an unprotected goal. Well done, Paul Salmon. They're the little things that you often miss in football.
Kepler kick finding Graham, number 34 for Hawthorn. Little chip looking for Woods. Puts him under pressure against 2. Graham the better. Good work. What a great kick. Excellent lead from Lekas. The products of the VSFL coming from the Northern Knights, coached by Keith Burns. I think one of the 4 or 5-time premierships.
He's doing well today.
Chick takes an excellent mark. Inside 50. Oh, kicker was the high flyer. Shane Crawford will run into an open goal. Over the top, the handball. Rawlings is 5th. There it is. There was a free kick called. Umpire Steve McBurney called advantage. Crawford took advantage of it over the top to Rawlings.
But the guy that really should stand up, watch this, is Robram. Now, there he is right in the foreground. Now, look how he goes there. He presents himself, Robram. It's great effort by Robram. Just to make a contest. The ball spills, and out they go with it, Hawthorn.
5 goals to Rawlings. Ken Judge, Peter Schwab, the Hawthorn hierarchy looking on, and they'd be very pleased with the first half of their young full forward Jade Rawlings. Definitely been the work of the midfield to get it there, and here's another example. Treleaven breaks clear on the left foot, out in front of Harford. Feeds back inboard, not a good decision, not a good execution. Gives Sinclair the chance. Tackle by Rawlings is good.
Oh, I thought that was good, Terry. You called it.
It was the wrong option, wasn't it, Don?
What's that?
Of Harford running away from goal, had to turn.
Yeah, but see that tackle? That is an excellent tackle. I mean, he should have been rewarded.
That's not the case, and the umpire bounces the ball. Callahan can't clear the area. Craig Callahan back into the side this week. Probably one of the stronger ones within the physical department of the Dockers. Here's the chance to McCabe. Goes to ground. Chick off the ground. Doesn't clear the area. Players coming through. Treleaven being greeted by a few of his former Western Australia resident friends. A lot of finger pointing going on. Accusations. In actual fact, they successfully got a ruling here from the umpire, I think, on the blood rule. Platten sending him off. I think that's the tactic, is that you lag the opposition best player in to make sure he goes off.
And the rat's literally bleeding.
Platten.
I want to see Jonathan Hay come on there, bringing back Aaron Lord, and also coming back to Richard Taylor as Harford goes off, and also Platten.
Aaron Lord kicks 6 goals against Port Adelaide 3 weeks ago in a close to best on ground effort. Platten's 250th game it was. And the Rat kicked a beautiful torpedo punt from 65 metres on the siren to cap off a magnificent day, celebrating his 250th.
A lot of players around this ball, as we can see. Not many players elsewhere on the ground.
30 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. About a minute remaining in this first half as Toyer dribbles the ball out side 50. Durkay under the hammer from McCabe, but Durkay does it well. Keeps his body in front. He's grabbed but gets it off the ground with the boot. Now it's Sinclair with speed. Left foot kick up to the goal square. They've moved it pretty quickly. Graham punch. Now Mann, if he's clever, brings Sinclair back into the game. Left foot could put one through, but he puts it straight out of bounds on the full.
He's quite impressionable, this young man. Oh, not impressed. He's very impressive. I like his speed. Maybe there's something to build on.
From the Eastern Rangers.
Young Jess Sinclair. Well done. Well done.
Richard Taylor just came back on the ground. Got the heavy knock in the first quarter. Close to the 50 game mark. Daniel Harford celebrating 50 today. Lawrence in front. Treleaven, what a beautiful handball. Straight to Kapler. One step. Forced to kick it wide. But 2 wide. Out of bounds on the full. Centre wing. Not long remaining. Bandy will take the mark. Directly on the Coca-Cola logo on centre wing at Waverley Park. Strong breeze still blowing to the right of screen. Inside 50, Hunter. Good punch from Graham. Now Taylor. Good work from the little back pocket come Rover. But the execution not that bad, but I think they've got to judge the wind a bit better up forward. Daniel Chick was caught behind and Bandy took an excellent mark. Now Parker to Durkay. They need to move it quickly. The Siren will beat them all, but excellent mark from Peter Mann in front of Steve Lawrence will give the Dockers a chance to put their 4th on the board, 2nd for the quarter.
Well, Salmon was identically the same position.
And cut the margin to 29 points.
At the end of the first quarter.
So the Hawks will be disappointed with this one if he puts this through, but on the other hand, the Dockers reducing the margin. It's currently 35 points. Back to 29 with a successful kick. Kick 4 last week. Directly in front. Will kick from 45 metres. He should put it through. There's about 5 Hawthorn players on the mark. He's got it. He's pretty happy with that. Excellent work. 2 goals on the Siren. 1 from Salmon at quarter time. 1 now for Peter Mann at half time. So he's calling his charges in. Yeah, they've got a bit of spring in their step then, Don, with that goal. So they're obviously very happy with that result. The Hawks led by 25 points at quarter time. And we went about 10 or 15 minutes without a Hawthorn score. Fremantle kicked the first goal in that quarter. Then it was all Hawthorn. We had a lot of aggro in that quarter too, Terry. A lot of aggression and a lot of feeling.
Well, the stakes are very high, aren't they? Coming into the game, both sides sitting outside the 8 with 8 wins apiece. And the winner here today does get a chance to go on. The loser, it makes it very, very difficult. So much to be gained out of a win here this afternoon for either Hawthorn or Fremantle. At this particular stage, it's Hawthorn by the 29 points. Jade Rawlings, 5 goals in the first half. And so it is well and truly set for a very important second half.
That's what I love about life. Yeah, that's the thing about football.
the chocolate cracks.
My heart melts.
I have to have one now.
Nothing compares to Magnum.
Perfection.
Ecstasy.
Passionate.
Yeah, I'm hooked.
It's all mine.
It's snack time.
It's snack time in Australia.
It's snack time. It's snack time now. It's snack time. It's snack time now. Everyone around the world is saying the world. It's why everyone around the world is saying snack time now. Everyone around the world is saying the world. It's why everyone around the world is saying.
Norwich is proud to present the Norwich AFL Rising Star Award. Norwich, helping you reach your financial goals.
G'day folks, if you want to know where to get your kicks, then rock on down to McDonald's and find out all the info about Auskick.
Hi, how are you today? May I please take your order?
Where else can you get your own footy, your first membership card, a pack of player trading cards and McDonald's vouchers and heaps more. And best of all, find out how to join in all the fun of Auskick, where you can learn to play like a star. Remember folks, yibbity yibbida, it's Auskick time now.
With so much more personality than your average small car, the Subaru Impreza usually ends up as part of the family. And with a driveway price from $19,990, you can afford to call yours anything you like. Well, almost anything.
So Hawthorn's lead, not quite 5 goals. 29 points is the difference at half-time. Hawthorn players back out on the ground. Dockers players now joining them out on the arena. And down on the boundary line there, Robert Domenico.
Thanks, Terry. How's our scones, mate, all right?
They're beautiful,
yeah,
thanks,
what about sending some down here, please?
We'll save one for you.
Good on you. Well, this is the quarter which Hawthorn really sort of have to make the break, because obviously with the wind, the conditions are going to stay until the rest of the game. So if they can get 2 or 3 goal lead here, or maybe 4 or 5 goal lead, I think it'll be very difficult for the Dockers. But if it's going to be a very sort of close game, maybe 10 points, if the Dockers can get back in, it's going to be a very, very handy last quarter for both sides. But one player, Shane Crawford, really hasn't done much on the forward line. He has been playing a sort of floating forward pocket, half forward line. I mean, he's one of Australia's best on-ballers, so I'll be interested to see if the Hawks do start him off on the ball, because he's got plenty of energy and also has got that bit of, that bit of grunt in him, which I think the Hawks need today. That's the word, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I think he's got a great legacy carrying that number 9 around, Birdie.
Well, look, I want to see number 9 run around a bit more than sit in the forward pocket like Russell Morris used to do.
Hey, Dipper.
You never picked up a man anyway, Dipper. That's why they stuck you on a wing.
Football's not about picking up a man, it's about kicking goals.
If Crawford has got grunt in him, what have you got in you?
I'm sorry?
If Crawford had grunt, what have you got in you?
Double grunt. But really, it's a fairly even game at the moment, because the conditions are playing a big part in this game, and that goal against Peter Mann for the Dockers that last quarter, I mean, the Hawthorn boys weren't happy about that, and when they did kick, that goal, you can virtually notice the Hawthorn bench just, slap the signage on the walls, because they weren't happy with that. But a very interesting game. So see what we got from here.
Thank you, Robert, the double grunt, Domenico. The start of the second half at Waverley. Hawthorn with the breeze, the Dockers against it. Hawthorn took advantage in the first quarter, kicking 6 goals. The Dockers picked up 2 goals into it. They settled a little better as the game went on, the Dockers, and I'd expect them to make a fair fist of this quarter. Here's their first opportunity to half forward. Waterhouse puts the foot in the accelerator, goes away with a bounce, straightens himself up. He's going to give it over the top. There it is, Hunter's goal.
Yes, well done. Well done, Clive Waterhouse. Really did show Brad Scott a clean pair of heels, and also he was arrogant in the way that he ran, because he came back onto his right foot. I mean, that is a difficult one in itself, to go left as he did go. He went right, then came back onto the right. Look at this. He goes the full arc and then will go right. It shows you've got a lot of confidence in your ability to get away from your opponent when you do that. And he set it up on a plate for Kingsley Hunter.
Well, 1 goal in 1 minute, the first of the third term, the premiership quarter. It's been dubbed, I suppose, over the last 20-25 years. Very important. Dockers against the breeze. Hawthorn led by 29 points at half-time. They extended their lead from quarter time by 4 points against the breeze. It's McCabe out from centre wing. Kicks wide, close to the boundary line. Chick was clever, kept the ball in play with his foot. Now it's Kickett. He had 12 possessions in the first half, one of their best. Toyer, he had 8. Now to Wills, who's very popular with the Hawthorn supporters. There was a bit of aggro in that second term. I think they believe that he was responsible for some high tackles, but as we looked at the replay, he wasn't the culprit. Centre wing, only played a couple of minutes. The Dockers have already got one on the board, thanks to Kingsley Hunter. It's Pritchard to Salmon. McCabe can't pick it up. Very scrambly game. A very strong wind as Mann shoots it over the top to Durkay. He's caught. There's been a whistle, a free kick to Durkay for being thrown after he got rid of the ball. So the free kick will go to him. Callaghan will take the mark. He's ran into space, providing an option up forward inside 50. So it's all been Fremantle against the breeze. Quiet start for Craig Callaghan. Only 6 possessions, but the left foot kicks close to the line. Graham looking for the punch, and he does well. One behind. 1-1 Dockers have kicked this term.
They started very well. Enthusiastically, they're attacking. And they're quite aggressive, the Dockers.
22 points down as Kepler shoots the ball out to Hassel. Right halfback. He's got a bit of time to steady. Not much up forward, but there was a handball over the top to Scott. Needs to do some dodging over Brown. Good tackle. Keeps his feet. Now gets the long kick. The long big breeze. Good punch from Harding. Crawford unable to take the ball. Chick 2-on-1. Parker doing well. McGovern across halfbacks had a lot of the ball so far. Wills again. Been elusive. There's Burton running with the flight of the ball. Unable to take the mark. Showed courage. Now it's Gale, centre wing for the Dockers, looking for some setup. Excellent kick, great pass, but equally as good was the punch from Graham.
Yeah.
Just getting the fist.
Good passage of play, Russell, and as much as Kingsley Hunter used his body very, very well, and then Graham to just get a fist in there. That was a great passage, good delivery. Now watch this, there's the body use. Well done, Kingsley Hunter, and well done, Mark Graham.
Good punch.
So it's a fine line between full forward getting it or the fullback getting it away. And Graham very good on that occasion. Waterhouse set up the first goal in the second half with a great run. I would like to perhaps see him use his left foot a couple of times, Don, because each time he's wheeled back around onto his right. Boundary throw in, Burton and Salmon. As Salmon takes it, gives it off to Platten, goes across the half-back line. Finds McCabe.
Well, he's got a strong running, Graham, out.
Just lost the momentum there when he propped. Crummell under pressure from Harding, gets the free kick from umpire Dennis Rich. Haven't quite got the flow going yet, Hawthorn, in this third quarter. The kick in towards half forward. Chick, the body work on Parker. McGovern, Bandy, back to Parker. Kicks poorly. A couple of times out of defence. He hasn't used the ball as well as he should. Has Parker. Crummell with the chance now. To the true centre forward. Chisholm with one hand when two was wanted. Leckis feeds over the top. Chick miss it. Hassel. Johnny Hassel stands, delivers, hits the post. The former Collingwood player has found a niche in the Hawthorn lineup. Playing his 13th game for the season. Oh no. Oh, it's a double off. Kaplan missed what he could have taken to really hurt the Dockers. The Dockers have worked back into it.
That was a bad one, wasn't it? As Terry just said, double off. The bad kick in, and then it was a bad miss by
Kepler.
Oh.
So she's a 0-all ball game just at this throw in now.
Darren Pritchard coming off, allowing Aaron Lord to come in. Pritchard was playing down half back.
Crummell takes it, trying to beat Big Burton, but Burton up to the task. And the ball forced to be thrown in once again. So Pritchard having the spell. One of two players coming into the side today. There's the other one, young John Hay, still sitting on the bench in his debut game. Going inside 50, Salmon over the back, well done. Chick runs onto it, Parker's up to the task for the Dockers. Bounces it in front of Bandy. Gets a kick away under pressure. Durkay wheeling around, flaring across half back. It kicks towards the wing, one-on-one. Robram gets in front, flicks it away from Brown, but he gathers the bouncing ball. His left foot kick to half forward. Man props 50 metres out, kicks in towards Hunter. The pressure from Graham's good. The one-on-one contest, ideal football. Through comes Sinclair. Brown trying to keep it alive. Intercepted there by Graham to Lawrence. He under pressure, couldn't find Crawford. In turn, gathers it up, sweeps a beautiful handball. Eventually the Platten, and away go the Hawks.
The rat through the centre of the ground, throws it on the boot. Big 50-metre drop punt. Chick juggling with two hands. Call play on Tony Woods from outside 50, driving into the goal square.
Oh!
Great kick, Tony Woods. Not good enough.
That was a magnificent kick. 60 metres out, he let that one go. A snap. Certainly got onto it, timed it beautifully. But Parker did well there, and it was Chick over the back, but at least Parker's putting the body in front.
Tony Woods, two straight behinds. As the kick has gone out of bounds on the full from Andrew McGovern, so the Hawks are back in it. Daniel Harford, unselfish play, chips in to Leckis, opening up the goal face. Anthony Leckis from the Northern Knights in the under-18 competition. into the goal square. The high flyers. Rawlings unable to take the mark. He's already kicked 5 in the first half. An excellent performance on Stephen O'Reilly. Gives it off to Burton. Now Jess Sinclair, close to the boundary line, forced to kick it under pressure, but good pressure from Hassel. Now Shane Crawford allowed to steady. Left foot kick, not a real good one, but finding Lord. Kepler on his right side. That's the sort of kick the Hawks want to see, deep into space. But unfortunately, it landed straight on Andrew Wills' chest, who plays on quickly out of defence for the Dockers. Kick to kick here at Waverley Park. Stevie Lawrence in front of the pack. Handball's off, but not to a player that was standing still. Now they're under pressure. Kepler need to move it quickly. 3 or 4 handballs and 1 chip kick. Hassel, 65 out, finding Paul Salmon. I think, Don, with these windy conditions, it may have been instructed to chip it short to keep possession, because if it's kicking it long, the ball's hitting the ground and it's just getting punched towards the boundary line. So the more times you move the ball, the more chance there is of you making a mistake. Paul Salmon, he's got 2. In front of the square, high flyer. With Crummell unable, it would have been a specky. It's Pickett. Takes the crumbs, the 1-2 to Harding. Right half back. Durkay and McCabe both slip over. Desperation from Durkay. They both wrap it up. And the umpire will bounce. Just short of centre wing, Hawthorn side. Just under 13 minutes remaining in this 3rd term. It's the Hawks by 24 points.
Here it is, the big one. Oh, Rawlings went earlier. They're going to pull one down sooner or later, one of those Hawks.
They look dangerous right on that full forward line. The Dockers standing up to the charge at this stage. The Dockers have the only goal of this 3rd quarter. Looking to control the ball across half-back. McGovern. That's a better kick than his last couple of kick-ins. Sinclair bursts through with some speed onto his favoured left foot. It's out in front of Bandy. It sits well for him. He's had a look. He's showing the ball here. He's showing it there. He's gone on the left. Well, the agility of the big man. Prepared to take them all on.
Well, he doesn't look like a footballer, does he, Bandy? He's either awkward or just not football coordinated. But here, he shows his real ability. He's got a great leap. He's a great athlete. And look at the way he runs across the ground. But then he decides to go on with it. And just through his athleticism, he puts it onto the boot. And it's a great effort from the big fellow.
Just to set the scene, 10 minutes into the 3rd term. It's all Freo. 2 goals against the breeze, against the odds. They trailed the Hawks by 29 points. And that was flattering because Peter Mann kicked the goal on the siren. But now the Dockers have turned it all around. Controlling the play. Excellent goals from Hunter. And also the solo performance from Daniel Bandy has made the score 60-42. So it's only 18 points the difference. 3 straight kicks as McCabe under pressure. Feeds it off to Scott. We heard the whistle, but the advantage was paid. I think the ball will go back. This according to umpire Sammy Cronje, number 37. He's called it correctly. Now that's the way to go for Hawthorn. Inboard. Stevie Lawrence has a bit of time in the centre of the ground. Long kick inside 50. It's a tumble punt. Not easy to mark. Daniel Chick nearly makes it look easy. Lord and Parker and Chick tumble to the turf with the pill. They'll bounce it on the 50-metre line. Again, Hawthorn side struggling to score, as we can see late in that 2nd term. Their last goal is McGovern. Quick kick. Good work from Durkay. Used his body well. He's done well in this term. Gary Durkay. A beautiful goal in the 1st quarter. Now Peter Mann outside 50. Carrying a lot of territory for a centre-half forward, providing great options for the Dockers. Waterhouse unable to grab it. Unkind bounce now. Kepler through half-back. Pressure's on for the Hawks. Lawrence held without the ball. Lyons a call. Scott took his eye off it. Pressure from Waterhouse. Not a good kick. Unkind bounce for Toya. Kind enough for Treleaven. Through half-back for the Hawks. Now through centre wing.
Hawthorn mounting a charge here now. The long kick inside 50. At the back, it's Crummell. Can't complete it. Picks up the bouncing ball. Gives it to Lord. Wills. Just enough from Andrew Wills. There's something happening here for the Dockers.
That's excellent work.
There's terrific by Wills.
There's a touch of luck in it.
But Crummell's got hard hands, hasn't he? He's flown twice for the ball. It just bounces out.
So the boundary throw-in, 25 metres around from the Hawthorn goal.
Hasselhoff and Richard Taylor coming on for Hawthorn.
Ball spills free, kick it, plays it back in towards Chisholm. He steps around nonchalantly, if you don't mind. It gives it off to Callaghan, who has a heap of space on the outer side. 2, 3 bounces. He can keep going. He's got 4. He's got good blocking and shepherding. Now support from Sinclair. He's in trouble. Ducks this way, ducks that way, cops one high, advantage free kick, away goes the young left footer towards the half-forward line. Mann's behind, Waterhouse is in front, free kick against Manda Lawrence. It's a bit rough when even Lawrence doesn't know it's his free. He does not know it. I think that's a bit of an indication that might have been...
he was holding his arm.
Yes, he's holding the arm. Kick. No, that's fair enough. No. So it's great that the umpires are paying those now, because it teaches of guys to start and use their bodies, something that's really gone out in football in the last 10 years.
So Lawrence, it's a Scott. Kick number 15 for Scott. To the wing. Kick it. Takes them on. Charges through. Finds a little bit of space. Looks for Waterhouse at half foot. Up he goes. Got it. Away he goes. Settles a couple of bounces. This time it's yours, Clive. No, it's not. Falls short for 11, cleans up for the Hawks.
Good chasing from McCabe there for Hawthorn. Put him under pressure. Johnny Platten, centre wing for the Hawks. 253rd game for the Rat. Good punch from Burton. Sinclair's been very busy so far this term. It's his 10th possession now. Durkee, another busy player. Kicks wide to Callaghan. Durkee, 14 possessions.
Bill held up then.
Now Hartford in front. Feeds it off quickly to Taylor. Tumble punt, not a very good one. But Chick playing in front of Parker. Harding. Sinclair another one, but caught. Looks like a young Chris Mayne Waring. If he's half as good as him, he'll be a champion for the Dockers. Parker's had a good game, under the pack. Tackled to the ground by Leckers. Shane Parker, 5 kicks, 9 handballs.
And here's the fly from Waterhouse. He went on with it. Maybe he should have got rid of it a little earlier. Tried to make sure of it. There he is, backing himself.
Burton takes it out of the ruck. So does Crummell. Even money will have another bounce. Umpire Sam Cronje. Centre wing, Waverley Park. Under 8 minutes remaining in the third term. It's the Hawks by 18 points. The Dockers have kicked 2 in this quarter against the Breeze. Hawks led by 29 points at half-time, 25 points at quarter-time. So a critical match for both sides. Fremantle currently 12th with 8 wins, 8 losses, 93.8% in the ladder. Hawthorn 11th, 8 and 8 and 96%. So whoever wins this would like to score more percentage, because that could be critical in the end of things from the positional point of view in the 8. But there's a free kick. We'll go to Durkee. His 13th kick. Looking for Peter Mann. Finds him, but an excellent mark in front will go to Jonathan Rotherham.
He doesn't mind backing back Jonathan Rotherham. He's a much improved player. He and Brad Scott really improved us in this Hawthorn side.
So from half back towards the wing, Salmon was the target. Chisholm plays it back inside to Burton. He in turn to Harding. To Toya. Away he goes. The black-eyed, left-eyed Toya. Very good kick to Mann. Excellent kick, excellent mark up into the breeze.
Patton's gone off and Hassel's come back on, so this really shouldn't be a problem for Peter Mann.
Kicked the goal right on the half-time siren. Has an opportunity now directly in front. For the skipper of the side, one of the leaders in the club, you need to kick these goals. 18 points down at this stage, midway through the third quarter, into the breeze, to come home with the breeze, to kick this will really steal the Dockers.
It's a lucky miss or an unlucky miss, whichever way you look at it, I believe.
It is a tough game, this AFL football, and it just comes right down to the wire. Instances of whether you do it or you don't. Cleaner-man, unfortunately, that time didn't. Taylor grabs hold of Sinclair. He asks the question. The umpire says no. Taylor spent time on the interchange bench after a heavy knock in the first quarter. Burton, this time against Lawrence. Lawrence goes for the front position. Harford brings it around, bouncing towards the line. Toyle will want to keep it in, takes it on, does so. Swings back inboard. There's a couple of Dockers there. McGovern, Bandy, doesn't favour either of them. Gives Leckus the chance. Numbers still with the Dockers. Hawks starting to swarm in onto it. Bandy, Woods, spills it out into space. Wills is the quick one. Leads in the race of the ball. Comes back round onto his left. Inboard to McGovern. Gathering possessions at half-back of the Dockers. Harding has Gale. The ball falls short. Doesn't take it cleanly. Toya back to Harding. Good running from the half-back flanker. Takes a bounce. Settles it. Wobbles into half-forward. Diving mark. It's played to Callaghan. He'll kick from some 40 metres out.
Pays to be in front again. The ball's always going to fall short with this breeze.
Rounds 9, 10 and 11. Accumulated 9 goals for the Dockers, so he knows where they are. He's kicked.
He certainly does.
He's only centimetres off it.
He knew exactly where that post was.
Yes, they're just not being rewarded on the scoreboard, are they? They've only had one less shot for goal than Hawthorn, yet they're still trailing by quite a margin, the Dockers.
Well, the Hawks have only kicked 2 behinds in this third term. They've got a pretty strong breeze at their backs, although it is swirly, but there's a definite advantage to the right of screen.
Well, Russell, we've waited a while. Here he comes, number 26, Jonathan Hay.
Big raps on him, Don. The word around the club is that he could be another little to Paul Roos type, you know, good runner. Good fly.
He's very athletic. He's only a youngster, 17. It's a big moment for him. I'm glad to see him getting a run.
It's Hassel and Crummell.
Oh!
Rip a hip and shoulder. Oh!
Well, that was on too. There's nothing unfair in that.
That was cleaned him right up. He's okay. Yep. It hurt, but he's up.
That's tough work, Crummell. Yep. He's all right. But that was straight down the centre. Richard Taylor off again.
There he is, Jonathan Hay.
So he's getting quite a round of applause, and that's good to see.
Taylor kicks the ball out of the air. But for some reason, the umpire has called a free kick for too high in that ruck contest, and we'll go to Burton against Treleaven. And now it's been reversed. Umpire Steve McBurney, unfortunately, we don't have him mic'd up to work out what actually went on there. But Treleaven will take the kick. Mark not taken by Parker. Good defence from the Dockers. Gale, the running Burton with the flight of the ball. Excellent work. Athleticism was superb. Toya has time to steady. Well shepherded off the ball was Kapler. Now Toya trying to do a bit too much. Back to Burton. Puts him under pressure. Forces him to kick around the corner. Putting his forwards under pressure. Now Waterhouse through the pack. Well, steady. Oh, tried the banana.
I think he's got it.
No, it went beyond the post.
He work on that left foot. He's gone that way a number of times today. If he could just work onto it and become a two-sided player, he'd be a much better player. He really hits the ball hard there. That's excellent. But look, see, he should go onto that left foot.
That's unbelievable for a player taken #1 in the draft.
I thought he did have a good left foot.
Well, he certainly has refused to show it here this afternoon. He's had plenty of opportunities and no more than that one. When his side really needed a goal, I think it's a touch of Lairising there, Clyde. But be that as it may, Hawthorn now have the opportunity. They've worked the ball to the centre of the ground. Crummell, he's up after that heavy knock. It gives it off to Hassel. Crawford, the old look-away handball. If you don't know
great tackle.
The Dockers really have got an edge in their game now.
Chisholm.
They're committed at it. Chisholm in over the top. Jonathan Hay, the young Hawthorn player, doing the tackling on Sinclair. And umpire Sam Cognac looking for the ball, sorting things out, and will bounce it. Between half-forward flank and the wing position for the Hawthorn side. Crawford steps out of the trouble onto his right foot. Bandy has the jump here and marks well over half it. Looks to the outer side. The switch is on.
Come on,
an adventurous kick. O'Reilly's running hard at it.
He's not real quick across the ground, Jade.
Rawlings misses the opportunity. Should have contained him, and now O'Reilly's away with a couple of bounces. Carrying the ball all the way to the wing, and now kicks to half-forward. Waterhouse under the ball, now turns back. Scott does well to push towards Salmon. Beautiful sidestep by Salmon, but under the pressure from Hunter. Gale, left hand towards Waterhouse.
Good recovery from Salmon.
They're back in there.
Now that won't figure on the stat sheet, but what Salmon did there was just put himself in once again. He got tackled, but then got up and went over and just made it a contest once again, and then followed up. Now here it is. That's the contest I'm talking about, because Waterhouse could have taken it away and done
another
something.
one here too, Don. Look at this one.
Yeah.
Salmon again. Bang.
He was lucky he didn't get penalised for pulling it back in.
So the quick kick from that bounce. Treleaven.
Good hand.
Beautiful feed on out to the running Hassel. He in turn to Crawford. The Hawks, this is a promising build-up. It's a long probing kick towards Crummell. Floats over the top. Woods, right foot, directly in front, misses again. A couple of opportunities for Tony Woods.
Third point for the day, Tony Woods.
Gerard Neesham looking on. Feels perhaps well spared by that missed opportunity from Tony Woods.
His 60th game as coach of the Dockers. So there's a bit of experience.
Tie loosened. Pressure on in the coach's box, Russ.
Yeah, who'd be one, Terry? It's Burton. Takes a big risk in giving it to Chisholm under pressure. But he rises to the task and gives it to McGovern, but he in turn puts Harding under pressure, but he takes a good chest mark under duress. The Hawks don't like that one. As Harding's kick covers a good 50 metres. Bandy to Sinclair. The Dockers are playing very well in this third term, this premiership quarter, against the breeze. They've kicked 2 goals. Hawks have only kicked behinds, and that's 3 of those. Inside the Dockers forward line, Brown has been tough today. Some hard, tough tackles. Cleaned Tony Woods up in the second term.
He's got some ability too. As you can see there, he's got a little bit of this.
But that's undisciplined now. He went the push and shove, which was unnecessary because the ball was going to be bounced. Now he's given away a free kick, allowing the Hawk half-back line to run the ball out through Treleaven, now to Roberts, who's centre wing. Now if the Hawks score here, Crummell, great mark.
Kepler off and Platten back on. Platten going down forward.
Softer hands from Crummell there, Don, in front of his face. Took a good mark. Maybe the heavy knock sorted something up top. But to no avail. Three-quarter time. It's all been the Dockers this term. They've attacked the ball with ferocity. Waterhouse has been exceptional, running with the ball, setting up goals. As the umpire Sammy Cronje, just having a quiet word to Michael Brown about.
Well, I'd rather see.
Luxury. That first bite. Oh, the chocolate cracks. My heart melts.
I have to have one now.
Nothing compares to Magnum.
Perfection.
Ecstasy.
Passionate.
Yeah, I'm hooked.
It's all mine.
It's snack time in Australia.
It's snack time. It's snack time now. It's snack time. It's snack time now. Everyone around the world is saying, go, go. It's why everyone snack time.
Norwich is proud to present the Norwich AFL Rising Star Award. Norwich, helping you reach your financial goals.
G'day, folks. If you want to know where to get your kicks, then rock on down to McDonald's and find out all the info about Auskick.
Hi, how are you today? May I please take your order?
Where else can you get your own footy, your first membership card, a pack of player training cards, and McDonald's vouchers, and heaps more? And best of all, find out how to join in all the fun of Auskick, where you can learn to play like a star. Remember, folks, yibbity yibbida, it's Auskick time now.
With so much more personality than your average small car, the Subaru Impreza usually ends up as part of the family. And with a drive-away price from $19,990, you can afford to call yours anything you like. Well, almost anything.
Melbourne, Carlton and North Melbourne. Well, there certainly is a scene set there. North Melbourne by 2 points at three-quarter time. But back here at Waverley Park, the start of the third quarter, 16,000 people. Important final term. Bandy up over the top of Salmon. Quickly on out to the dangerous Waterhouse. Comes around onto that favoured right foot. Kicks along to the top of the goal square. Hunter and Graham. Graham, an excellent spoil, long and wide towards the boundary line. Robin helps it along the way with a short kick and a boundary throw in. Half-forward flank for the Fremantle Dockers, who are now coming home with the aid of the breeze.
That's becoming part of the game now, Don. A proper practice skill of kicking the ball out of bounds without making it look deliberate.
Well, he also covered quite a bit of distance in that, Robert, and very difficult to penalise.
The players now have to be able to do it. Waterhouse on the burst through half forward. Keeping his body in front of Scott, doing it well and also not falling over. Still moving. Good work. But there's been a free kick against Hawthorn up by Dennis Richards. Found one further on towards the Dockers' goal. Not to Waterhouse, but to Brown. Off the play. So he'll have a shot directly from the boundary. Only about 40 metres out. Kicks into the square. The punch from Graham from behind was expected. Now Lord looking for options, but also looking to kick long to keep it out of trouble. But an unfortunate kick straight onto the chest of Waterhouse, who will play on quickly, pump it inboard, looking for Bandy, unable to mark. Treleaven under pressure. Mann around the corner. Looks pretty good from Peter Mann. The Dockers 12 points in it.
Well, it didn't look good as soon as Treleaven got that ball and made a mistake of going over his head, or made the effort of going over his head. It looked like a mistake. And it was Mann who capitalised just here. Now, over your head. Boy, maybe the ball ricocheted and give him the benefit of the doubt.
So Peter Mann with his second goal brings his side to within 10 points of Hawthorn. In the context of the game, the Dockers have kicked the last 4 goals. Hawthorn scoreless in the third. Abraham ploughs it in forward. Hunter will go off the ground, can't get foot to it. Hawthorn defence through Scott, again heading towards that dead back pocket on the outer side, asking the umpire to throw it in.
Hawthorn in a little bit of trouble, Terry. I go back to the way Dale Kickett hit that ball at half-back. He was in front of his opponent, led him to the ball and was very positive and aggressive, and that is why the ball is down on this forward line for the Dockers.
Mann gets it down. It falls free. A heap of Hawks there, but Abraham, the worker for the Dockers, flicks the ball on out. The umpire allows it to go on. Robran on the line, takes it over.
And Hawthorn really hanging on now. It's the Dockers who have got their tails up there, setting the pattern of play. And Hawthorn are just running second at the moment.
Hawthorn haven't scored a goal since late in the second quarter. Gale for the Dockers, Platten for Hawthorn. The new and the old. Gale, one of the young up-and-coming players, playing his 11th game. Been in and out of the Dockers' side this year. Has now played the last 5 games. Brown, the backhander, just buys another 20 metres for his side, bringing it round ever so much closer towards goal. And very aggressive, Michael Brown, right throughout the day. Hasn't taken any nonsense from any Hawthorn players, and he pushes in again. Waterhouse steals it, tries to break through, can't, gives it to Sinclair. He comes back with a banana, unintended banana. And over the line, on the full, right on the behind post, a free kick to Hawthorn.
He goes with the ball hard, Waterhouse, doesn't he? Got tremendous acceleration.
Well, they've got to stop that, Don, because he's done it 3 or 4 times.
He's done it quite a bit, hasn't he? But the trouble is he hasn't got that light left foot.
Aaron Lord will kick in directly next to the behind post, but Daniel Bandy takes an easy mark behind Paul Salmon. 10 points the difference. Peter Mann in front of Lawrence, unable to mark.
A free kick,
but he was harassed by Lawrence enough maybe to score a free kick, but umpire says play on. Lord out of defence to Pritchard. Over 200 games experience, goes wide towards the boundary line because it was a one-on-one contest between Leckis and Chisholm.
Really, he was unlucky man back there. Lawrence was all over him, infringing, and he should have been penalised. And Lord's coming off the ground and McCabe on.
Plenty of time remaining in this final term. Although Fremantle had the ascendancy, they look as though they've got more urgency amongst their players. Crawford can't take the ball with his run now. Durkay, one of the Dockers' best, had a lot of the ball in the third term. Peter Mann's running Stevie Lawrence around, creating much space, many opportunities up forward, and he will have a shot directly in front. Will kick from 55 metres out and look to put his third through. So his performance today has been critical. 4 games last week, 4 goals against the Bulldogs, as Jared Neesham was quoted as one of their best ever wins. Lining up for his third. It could be a match winner. They'll be close. Goal square over the top. It's a goal. Peter Mann's got his third, and the Dockers 9th.
That was just an excellent kick for goal from the captain from centre half forward. He's let it go from outside 50. A much needed goal. And the Hawks are in a bit of trouble now. It's real catch-up football. It didn't look good. They've got a lot of confidence, the Dockers. And I'll go back to the way that Derek Kickett hit the ball early in this quarter.
And Waterhouse as well, Don, you mentioned.
And a great kick here from Mann. 60 metres.
The Dockers to within 4 points. After Hawthorn's last goal late in the second quarter, Jade Rawlings 5th. They led by 35 points. Since then, it's been all Dockers. 5 unanswered goals for the Dockers. Now just 1 goal short of taking the lead for the first time today. Harford looking for something. Can't find it. Decides to go long towards half forward. Hawks in front. Hawks rewarded with a free.
He picked something out there. McCabe is off, and coming back on is Aaron Moore for Hawthorn. And this young man He's got his first kick in AFL football. Can he join that illustrious club? 1 kick, 1 goal. You see he was being held, but boy, that was Ticky Touchwood stuff, wasn't it?
So the young boy, formerly from East Fremantle, which was coached by Ken Judge, now back with Judge in Melbourne. Hay goes long. Oh, not completed. The Dockers gather at Wills. Takes off around the boundary line, like running a 400. Round the bend, it kicks towards the wing. Brown from behind. It's knocked down. McGovern generally uses it well. Oh, perfectly placed out in front of the running Gale. Sits beautifully for him. He's on 50. He'll go long. The lead was from Burton. The fullback drops back. Graham takes the mark. He now mirrors Wills from the other end by coming around the boundary. In short to Harford. 50th game, AFL football, Daniel Harford. To Scott. They're just wandering.
There's no run at all.
It's pedestrian just at the moment for the Hawks across half-back.
Once you start playing this type of football, you're in real trouble.
Dockers looking to turn it back on them. Hawthorn have the numbers. Lawrence bursts through the handball. Wide. A flick on up. It's allowed to go to Salmon, to Lawrence, out to Platten. Being held up. Forced to kick over the man on the mark. Tosses it on up to Crummell. Wide, it's a Treleaven. Short to Lekas. They're running free. There's a free
Lord
man
by
on.
himself. Wills is getting there. Well done, Wills.
Lord takes the bouncing ball. Kicks towards the top of the square. Contest Robran. Great mark under pressure.
Yes, he's really maturing, Robram, as a player. I've mentioned the way he's backing back into the packs. Takes a lot of courage to do that, and he held up his ground and kept eyes only on the ball. Well done. A little bit of trivia. His father wore number 10 for North Adelaide. His brother wears number 10 for Adelaide, and Jonathan wears number 10 for Hawthorn.
So Robran, with the weight of all those numbers on his back and the fortunes of the Hawthorn side here at this stage, the ball drifts across to the right. Played just 7 games last year, spending a lot of time in the reserves throughout 96, but this year's rebounded, playing every game to date. Kelvin Moore, nearest to the camera, Ken Judge, Peter Schwab behind them. Judge, assistant coach at Carlton, 95. Toya from half-back. Oh, Chisholm, it's floated over the top. He's gathered the ball, fed on out to the running Bandy.
Bandy from centre wing, drives up forward, over the top of the pack. Lawrence can't mark. The pressure's on Scott. Which way? That way, not too sure. You've got to get this ball out of defence and quickly. And up through the big sticks. They haven't kicked one since the second term, the Hawks. They're struggling up forward. From behind, Lekas tries to mark. Should have punched. They try to dance around Toya. Goes for the safety of the boundary line. But Harford, 50 games. That's a kick he won't want to remember.
He promised a lot early in the season. Harford, he's just not delivering in the last couple of weeks.
Actually, in round 2 when he was playing, messed up 37 possessions and was clearly the best man on the ground.
Plenty of time remaining. As Michael Brown, clever work to kick it. Will kick from 55, goes the bounce. Run down by Johnny Hassel. Good work from the Hawk. Wingman come defender, under pressure. Man, Waterhouse. Close to the boundary line, trying to do some clever stuff. Lord keeping the ball alive. Some shepherding from Lawrence. Not good communication with John Hassel. 3 against 1. Now the Dockers kick it. Short chip pass. Michael Brown will take the mark. 30 metres out. Slide angle should put this through.
He's got his real chance now, Brown. They certainly do need it. As you can see there, there's only a 5-point margin. He hasn't kicked one yet.
He's kicked 1 for the season. Only playing his 2nd game this year. Total of 12.
Kicked a point in the 2nd quarter.
They're in front, the Dockers. 1-point ball game.
It was real hard stuff across half back then from both sides. The Hawthorn guys defending grimly. And Crawford coming off. It's an injury problem with Crawford. Now this is where the build-up is. Hawthorn were very hard trying to stop it. The ball comes out. Let's kick it. And turn to Brown, and Brown finishes it off.
So for the first time in this long struggle, the Dockers now are in front. 1 point their lead over Hawthorn, and really they have their tails up. The Hawks have a job in front of them. Hassel drives out of the centre area to
Courageous, well done, Parker.
Dropping back. Uses Harding. Floats it back over to Parker. Props too easily around the Hawthorn forwards. Gets the kick towards half forward. Dropping back Scott. Been in control, 17 kicks. Couple of handballs to he, out to Platten. He going for kick number 12. Kick it.
Doing well in the last quarter, kick it.
In control with his side across half-back. Bandy has been very athletic and agile right throughout the day. To half forward, the ball spills free. Hawthorn have the numbers. Robran to Platten again. Platten attracting many short kicks. Now goes longer. Dockers aggressive at it. Kick it, does it well to McGovern. Over the top to Sinclair. Plays on immediately. Has Callaghan. He has space.
There's no one
He's got everything. Keep coming, son. Put it home.
Oh no. Oh. There was a paddock that was unbelievable.
Hawks take the resultant free kick and turn it back to halfback.
Still a point the difference. With that Callaghan out of bounds on the full. Missed it from, I suppose, 10 or 15 metres at a difficult angle, but he had the time to slow down and balance himself. And it maybe could have been a hero, as we see. Hawthorn haven't kicked a goal since the 24th minute mark of the second term, and they led by 29 points at three-quarter time. At half-time, 16 points at three-quarter times. Across the face of the goal now, Platten's got a lot of his kicks across half-back as he gets shoved straight in the back by Mark Gale. Michael, his namesake, plays for the Tigers. Now the Rat has an option across the other side of the ground in Paul Salmon all on his own. He's got the leading Woods in front of Wills. Unkind bounce for Woods. Wills taken in a tackle. The ball dribbles over the line. Umpire Sammy Cronje says, throw it in, please. Under 10 minutes remaining in the game. 1 point remain. The difference. There's 16,000 people sitting on the edge of their seats here at Waverley. Paul Sammy's pinned for pushing the back against him. For Daniel Bandy will take the free kick.
Well, look at Callaghan by himself.
But also Platten should have gone and picked him up, but lucky the kick was wayward, allowing Platten to give it to Lord. Back to Platten again, time to steady. Poor kick, putting pressure onto Salmon's caught, taken high by the Bandy tackle across the back of his head. The Hawk fans loving that. And Paul Salmon will take the free kick on centre wing.
He's got to move it. Hawthorn are not in a position to waste time.
So his choice is to go long towards half forward, chick the fly from behind, another free kick.
It's undisciplined play, isn't it, in a tight game such as this, to go up as Chick did then.
Too often the players try to take the individual effort to turn it around when really a team response is required. And it has been that for the Dockers this afternoon. Gale's the running player. A couple of bounces towards half forward, not a good kick. Lekas takes the defensive mark. Wastes no time. Quickly off on the right foot, finds Robran.
He's done well, hasn't he?
Yeah, good game.
Averaging some 5 marks a game is Robran. Graham. Back in board to Platten again. Racking up possessions in the last quarter. But really the side doesn't need to stop like this going up into the breeze. It needs to be able to generate run.
That's exactly right, Terry. They have movement.
He's kicked to forward.
He's
the
done well today,
defense,
Parker.
very good. He has been sound right throughout.
Kicking it to Pax, unbelievable. McGovern now allowed to have space in front of him and to take a bounce. The running Sinclair, unkind bounce, allowing Harford, who was caught behind, trying to do some clever work, handballing the ball to the ground. Durkay is the better, throws it on his left boot. Allen, who's come off the bench, looks a bit injured, but unable to mark Robrin, who's been good. 19th possession. Lekas under the hammer. Lawrence now out of half-back. We've seen this many times in this term for the Hawks, but they haven't been able to get it past the half-forward line. Got to keep the ball moving if they want to win this.
Great pressure from the Dockers.
1 point the difference. It's Kickett. Delivering the ball to Peter Mann is the match winner. He's kicked 3 goals.
And he let one go from here before. Actually, he's kicked 2 from this position.
He's the man that'll drill it through the middle. He's asking the question where the mark is, but
at half-time, I think he will let one go from here, and the goal earlier in this quarter, just a little bit 10 yards to his right, 10 yards to the right, and so distance shouldn't be a problem for Mann.
Just prior to half-time it was, Don on the siren. Now he's looking for his 4th and the 3rd of the term today.
So distance shouldn't be a problem, just a matter of accuracy. Ben Allen going off. Ben Allen's not fit. Kingsley Hunter coming back on for the Dockers.
Well, Mann's directly in front. They lead by a point.
Good kick.
They now lead by 2 points. Salmon on the line.
Well done, Paul Salmon.
That's a great example to any young ruckman, isn't it, Don? Never assume, get back onto the line, put pressure on them.
Just a look of frustration on Mann's face. Maybe would have thought that their forwards could have shepherded Salmon out of the way to try and allow the ball to go through.
Hawthorn playing the huddle at centre half back. The breaks haven't really occurred. Now they're starting to break as Graham finds an option.
Comes outside on the left foot. It's a bit adventurous. Harford can't get there.
And that's what they didn't need.
So Sinclair takes the free kick. Wastes no time. Into Chisholm. Chisholm's 48 metres out to the square. There he is, Hunter.
A chance to cover himself in glory. Hunter's just come off the bench replacing Allen. You can see there they've got their tails up. It's really been a game of 2 halves. Hawthorn the first half, and the Dockers really have clawed their way back into this game.
So Hunter with 1 goal in the second, 1 in the third. He's now kicked some 23 for the season, and he's pummeled that goal post.
I think he hit one earlier, didn't he?
He's killed the footy.
Thumped it. 3 points the difference. How can they miss those, says Jared. We do it every week at training.
What, miss them?
The chant for Hawthorn goes up in this local Waverley crowd. Waterhouse. Again the right foot. Hunter in front, makes it. Drops it. Comes back, slips over the line, out of bounds.
Well, he's got to forget that last kick, and you can just sort of tell that it's still burning in his mind. Only if.
Graham's got to get in front. He's been led to the ball by Hunter.
It's very dark here at Waverley. It started off with a beautiful day, but it's been a pretty strong northerly most of the day as Gale kicks one across the front of the pack. Good punch from Graham. Hassel has been good for the Hawks out of the defence. Now Scott looked to motion to kick off the ground. Now allowing Robin, delivers it to Taylor, giving him space and time. Looking for Chick, but Parker, great effort. Shane Parker, been excellent across half back. 18th possession, 6 marks. Bit of dancing around Daniel Chick. Now forced to kick, and cleverly he does. Banding, also been good. Now Sinclair on the left foot. Drive it through, son. Show us what you're made of. Championship staff.
Yes, well, they've got the job in front of them, haven't they? So the man pushing the wheelbarrow, there's just over 4 minutes left, and Hawthorn really have got a job in their hands now. They've only scored 4 points since half-time. It's really not good enough in AFL football, and here's Jess Sinclair, who came off the bench, a little rover, and bangs through his first.
So the Dockers move on out to 9 points in front. That certainly puts the pressure on the Hawks. Just on 4 minutes of play remaining. Now in the Hawks half-forward line, but Dale kick it. A consummate professional across half-back. It clears the ball. It rebounds from the spoil. Harding, Chisholm, both there for the Dockers. Hay comes in over the top for Hawthorn. But the Dockers defence ties it up.
Now, Terry, as a former coach, you could never expect to win a game if you don't kick a goal in the half of football, correct?
Pretty fair call. Ken Judge would be very frustrated with the output here. Admittedly, Nick Holland's out of the side. Jason
don't use those. No, Terry.
Admittedly, but
they were doing well early.
Yeah. But there would have been players here who you would have thought could have stepped up and been able to kick some goals.
Their midfield has been killed in the second half.
So young Hay against Peter Mann. Harford floats it over the top to Lawrence, back to Lord. Pushes it to some 20 metres out from goal. Salmon's there, but O'Reilly.
Excellent.
Great judgment. Has really reined in this defence for the Dockers.
Had his tail kicked in the first half by Jade Rawlings. 5 first half goals by Rawlings, but to O'Reilly's credit, lifted himself. Now Lord to Robin. Here's a chance for the Hawks. The Hawks need a big mark, and they've got one. Rawlings it is. It's play on. Salmon is driven to the ground. Rawlings looked at the umpire. Trelevin's arguing with umpire Steve McBurney.
You've got to pay that.
We've got the umpire's advisors next to us.
Have a
Very
look.
blank looks on their faces. Oh, the ball bounced. Good decision. Didn't hold it.
Pay it.
No, that's a dry ball, Don. You've got to mark him. Here's a chance for Harford. Taken to the ground. Maybe it's holding the man. They're calling for it. No, it's not. Umpire McBurney. Controversial.
How much time left?
Just over 2 minutes remaining. Daniel Harford arguing to the point. Number 29, Steve McBurney, will throw the ball up. Must be soft turf. Salmon, the tap out. Looking for Hawk forwards. Chicks one of those, left foot. This way, that way. Aaron Lord will steady. Off the side of the boot. Out of bounds on the full.
That is a shocking kick.
9 points in it still. 2 minutes remaining in the game. And the way things have been going, it's a Dockers victory. But you never know. Football's a funny game.
Drives on out towards half-back, does O'Reilly. The ball just bouncing there, ricocheting off Peter Mann's shin for a boundary throw-in. Mann with 3 goals. Really has been the catalyst to this revival for the Fremantle Dockers. The first 2 of this last quarter. Sees his side now leading by the 9 points. Sinclair been a live wire all over the ground for the Dockers. Good duel here. Scott wins out once again. His left foot finds Lawrence. Lawrence a little bit vaguely wandering around. Finally gets the kick towards half forward. Leckis charges on out. Woods does the roving. His kick goes nowhere. McGovern misses kick it. Taylor, the backhanded handball out, comes back in. Gale clears, push and shove. Scott and Waterhouse. Scott quick. Waterhouse just as, and now it's over the line. Been a good duel between those 2 players. Old Scott, some 22 disposals for the afternoon. Waterhouse 15. Waterhouse been very aggressive at half forward, being prepared to take the ball, tuck it under his arm and charge off at times. Mann conservatively there with the left hand, just thumping it towards the line. Jess Sinclair.
That's excellent play really by Mann at this stage of the game.
He's been good, Terry Sinclair. 17 possessions just for a young kid. And his great goal
bench too.
Excellent goal in that last couple of minutes to really extend the lead for the Dockers and maybe put the nail in that coffin. And Sinclair again under the pack. Now Daniel Harford looking to kick long, looking for probing. Now the flying egg, Andrew Wells, a favourite son over at the Dockers. And not the favourite son here at Waverley. Will steady things down, knowing full well. Run the clock down, he's thinking. They're 9 points up. The Hawks haven't kicked a goal in the second half. So the odds are the Dockers' ways. Waterhouse can't mark. Robrin fighting 1 against 2. That's been the nature of the game in this second term. Durkay busy for the Dockers in the second half. One of their better players, Michael Brown, who's been very aggressive with the ball and been an excellent player for the Dockers. Not a lot of stats, but just his stature around the packs has been First class. Taking plenty of time. Directly in front, will kick from about 50 metres out, looking to put them 15 points up and to seal the match. And the match is all over. He will probably kick the ball on the siren as he does. Kicks wide, doesn't matter. Out of bounds on the full, so the Dockers have taken the points. And a very unexpected victory for the Dockers at half-time.